second leg of the round of 16 is here. And today, I'm going to be predicting it. So, if you are looking forward to the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. For the target this year, I'm going to make it 75. So, not much of a task for you, and we'll work our way up as the years go on. So, yeah, let's kick into it. So, this time, here are the score lines and the predictions, and the first leg score lines below. So in today's video, I'm going to be predicting the second leg. So yeah, these predictions are here, waiting to be announced by me. Also, I am going to put, there's another video in the description by another YouTuber who's guessed this, and maybe who's done their predictions better, me or them. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first prediction is going to be Bodo Glimt versus Sporting Club de Portugal. But the other way around, so it'll be Sporting Club versus Bodo Glimt. I guessed 1-0 for this prediction. And to be honest, this was probably one of the most surprising predictions, scorelines that it was. It was 3-0 to Bodo Glimt. That was something I never expected. Watching the highlights of the first leg, Bodo Glimt just dominated their chances. They used the chances. Sporting Club, what? I've seen them better form than that. That's not the team that you'd expect to see on basis, and I don't think that they're gonna show that tonight. That I think they're gonna come out firing. But Bodo Glimt scoring goals, but they've won the last 5 home games of the Champions League. That's how good they've been. They've beat 3 big sides: Inter Milan, Manchester City, and I think the other one's Benfica, no, Real Madrid. Don't know. Anyways, but they've been so good this Champions League. And if they could go on to the quarter-final, I think they could do a really good job. They're a massive underdog, and if they can get to a semi-final, it'll be a massive achievement for them, the manager, even the supporters will be absolutely dreamland if they did this. But it's a tough one. It's a really tough one, because it's tricky when you get your predictions wrong. This one's tough, but I'm gonna go 2-1 Bodo Glimt. I just think they were too strong in the first leg, and they'll smash them. So 2-1 Bodo Glimt, 5-1 on aggregate. Yeah, on to the next one. Now we are on to Corners FC / Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen. For this prediction, I guess 3-0 to Arsenal, but it was 1-1. But I think recently late goals have made him lucky for Arsenal. But Bayer Leverkusen, they didn't let him in. And they were both good defensively, I thought. Because the amount of chances that both sides had, they just couldn't break through. But it's brilliant. Arsenal, top of the Premier League, probably won it by now after Man City joined to West Ham and then beating Everton in the time nearly twice. But Bayer Leverkusen have also been on nice form, as well as drawing to Arsenal. But this game is all to play for. There are a couple of games in the Champions League tomorrow, today. That's all to play for. You've got Newcastle versus Barcelona, Liverpool versus Galatasaray. There you're only 3, and this one, there you're only 3 that are really that's really gonna be a good game. But for this one, both sides have been good. But the Emirates, Arsenal have always been good at the Emirates. It's always, North London is always been a tough place to go, especially when you go to the Emirates. I watch the telly. I watch Liverpool, Man City go there. and they even struggled to get 3 points or a win or even a draw. But I I don't think I think Arsenal went, well, I'm not saying that they did, but went a bit easy on them. Like they didn't put the strongest team out. You know what I mean? So yeah, for this one, I'm gonna go 1-0 Arsenal this time. Not a prediction that you would usually see from me, but looking at the first leg, defensively both sides have been brilliant. Even though Bayer Leverkusen are 8th in the Bundesliga. But yeah, 1-0 Arsenal. On to the third one. Now we're on to Chelsea versus Paris Saint-Germain. This one, I guess 1-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. That didn't happen. It was 5-2 to Paris Saint-Germain. This one, I don't think Chelsea have got any chance of coming back. Unless they can pull off one of the most greatest miracles ever, like Istanbul 2005, for example. But both sides, PSG were just too strong. Obviously, the Parc de France is always a tough place to go in France. But heading to Stamford Bridge is another one of those places where girls like to fire in. It's tough on this. Yeah, every game's tough when you're predicting them. But both sides have posed really well recently. Like, you've seen a plethora of goals going in the last 16 first leg. But looking at the scoreline tells you, well, you'll think the scoreline tells you it all. Does the scoreline tell you it all? But I think it does. But I think the scoreline's going to do Chelsea. I think Chelsea have left them too much. I think Chelsea have left themselves too much of a job. And I think we're going to see a 2-0 victory for PSG. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of 1-0s and 2-0s from me. But, yeah, on to the next one. Now, we are on to Real Madrid versus Manchester City. For this scoreline, I guessed 2-2 at the Bernabeu. Because I'm always used to seeing loads of goals flopping, screamers from both sides. But I was well wrong. In fact, I could just erase the 2 from Man City, and it was 3-0 to Real Madrid. And Federico Valverde, first half hat-trick, did Man City. I think everybody knew it. I think all the Real Madrid fans knew at half-time, said, if we play like this in the second half, yeah, we're going to absolutely destroy him at the Etihad. But Man City, they've not been doing well recently. Drew to West Ham, drew to Forest. But I just don't think they have a chance tonight. I just really don't think they have a goddamn chance of managing to at least pick up a win of 2 points. But I do think that they are going to score. But I think Real Madrid are going to win 3-1. 3-1, I think. Yeah, Real Madrid are going to win 3-1. Yeah, tough on this. But I can't say much when you're just hammering teams. You can't say much. You don't put much abuse into the opponents, like don't want to do for Man City or let's say Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, who we're going to mention soon. But yeah, on to the next one. What can you say? Now we're on to Newcastle versus Barcelona. Probably one of the most luckiest draws you'll ever get from a Barcelona point of view. Everybody knows that St James's Park is another tricky place to go in the Premier League, and even the Champions League this season. They've done so well, Newcastle, but Barcelona, they got lucky. They really got lucky. It could have been 2-0. It should have been 2-0. Newcastle. It was offside, but if it wasn't offside, Barcelona, I don't think would have got anything at. Yeah, so this one prediction, I suspect, going to be a very different one to all the others, I think. Camp Nou, though, you go to Camp Nou, it's never easy to go there and try and get some goals in front of Barcelona faithful. Never been to Spain in my life, but it's brilliant. This is the Champions League matches that you want to watch. And yeah, I think it's another tough. A lot of these are very tough to predict because this is probably one prediction that I was the closest with. I guess 2-1 Barcelona. To be honest, I don't think I was even close with that. Thinking about it more. But yeah. So prediction. Yeah. I'm gonna go 1-1 again, but I think Newcastle will win 3-2, 4-2 on penalties. I think Newcastle are gonna beat them. I think they've got a really good opportunity. So 1-1, so to be 2-2 on aggregate, 3-1 on penalties. Yeah. Let's head on to Atalanta versus Bayern Munich. As I said, we are on to Atalanta versus Bayern Munich. For this one, I guess 2-0 to Bayern Munich. I got it right, it was 2-0 to Bayern Munich. If I could do this with Bayern Munich, it'd be brilliant. Bayern Munich was so good. We all knew Atalanta was going to be tough, but I think with the fact that how good. Oh, sorry, I've just realised something. I was well wrong. So, it was 2-0 to Bayern Munich, but actually the scoreline was 6-1 to Bayern Munich. So, if you're correcting me, like and subscribe for that. That's a subscribe moment. But yeah, you get mistakes from me all the time. But 6-1 Bayern Munich. I think they're just too strong. But both sides have been. Atalanta were awful. I don't want to give but they weren't great. Bayern Munich just steamrolled past them. And what can you say? You get goals from Muller. I'm gonna actually have a look now. You got goals from Muller, and yeah, but I think this one's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a bit one-sided again to Bayern Munich, but I think it's gonna be 4-1 to Bayern Munich. I think they're gonna steamroll past them again, and now with it being at the Allianz Arena, it's gonna be more of a heartbreak for Atalanta. You can't say much about Atalanta when you get absolutely hammered like that. But yeah, 4-1 Bayern Munich. I think there's about 2 more to go. Let's do this. Now, we're on to Galatasaray versus Liverpool. Liverpool versus Galatasaray now. What can I say? Liverpool were just trash. I watched the highlights and I literally was like, I cannot believe this. But I'm absolutely seething. Galatasaray 1-0 again at Rams Park. Well, it should have really been 2-1 because yeah, that's an handball, innit? That's a handball any day of the week, innit? No, it's not. But 2-1. Why? Just why me? Yeah, 1-0 to Galatasaray. Liverpool were poor. They were poor. They let Galatasaray in too many times. But Galatasaray didn't let Liverpool didn't get on the attack too many times either. They didn't have really goal scoring opportunities, except that Ibrahim Konate goal that was handball. But it should have been 2-1 in a way. The goal that was disallowed, even from Osimhen. Yeah, he was offside, as it showed in VAR. But you could, if he just left this run just for a split second, I'm calling myself Captain Obvious for a reason. But split second would all have been to shut down the game and give Galatasaray a very sumptuous lead going to Anfield. But yeah, both sides coming to this game. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, so to be honest, I don't mean to show this negativity to be outside, but I don't think they're gonna win. I think Galatasaray, to be honest, I think it's gonna be 1-0 to Galatasaray again. You can see goals in the last minute against Tottenham on Sunday, but then that happens. You lose to Galatasaray, then you draw to Spurs. It's unspeakable. But yeah, 1-0 Galatasaray. I don't want to be so negative to my club, but I think it will be that. So yeah, on to the final one. What can I say? Now we're on to another game where I was very wrong with Atletico Madrid versus Spurs. I guess 3-1. But it was actually 5-2 to Atletico. Atletico are just too good, but Spurs have been trash. Yeah, they got lucky to salvage a point against Liverpool on Sunday, like I just said less than a minute ago. But Atletico coming to this game so strong, but there's only literally about 2 minutes left of this video. There's not long left. But I'll try and make this quick as possible. Yeah, Atletico is just too good, aren't they? But you come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you get teams chanting, you're off to Millwall. You're off to Millwall. And it probably will happen. If they go down, it'll probably be one of the most shocking relegations in the Premier League you will ever witness. You've witnessed shocking Premier League relegations. You've witnessed shocking Premier League safeties, like Liverpool beating Bradford City beating Liverpool 1-0 at Valley Parade in 2000. But yeah, I think Atletico are gonna win 2-0. 2-0 Atletico. But what can I say? So let's do the conclusion to this video. Yeah, 2-0. So that does bring a conclusion to this video for the second leg predictions. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And until then, it'll be the quarter-final prediction, or maybe the tins. And until then, take care. Bye-bye. So yeah, 3 tins. Bye-bye.